Depending on who you ask, Robert Forto started to plan his senior internship in the fall semester of 2016 at the University of Alaska Anchorage. He planned to take the path untraveled and challenge his abilities by teaching a multi-sport winter expedition class. This was a daunting task not only because it was his internship, but also it had never been done before at the university. My name is Connor McDonald, and I was invited on this trip not only as a team member of the expedition, but also as a journalist. Here is my attempt to sum up the 5-day Dream Chaser expedition in just a few minutes. On January 20th, 2017, I found myself walking into room 105 in the EHS building on the UAA campus. During this class session, I learned that I would be traveling 150 miles in the Alaska backcountry via fat bikes, dog sleds, and a support crew on snow machines. I had never even ridden a fat bike before. I'd never even dog sledded before. I'd never even snow machined before. I was thinking to myself, what the hell did I get myself into? But Robert was able to reassure all of us that we would all face challenges and that all of us were on the same level, and he believed that we could overcome these challenges. During that one classroom session, we talked about the expedition and the equipment we were going to need on the trip. 1 month later, we found ourselves at Forto's Fort for the boot camp. During this 2-day session, we learned about the equipment and, more importantly, how to handle dogs. This was going to be one of our biggest challenges of the trip. But then, just like that, on March 11th, we were out on day 1 of the expedition. We started by leaving Eagle Quest Lodge. This was located at Deshka Landing. Robert will provide us a brief trail overview of our first day on the expedition.
Trail right out here in front of the mailbox. You're going to go down about a quarter of a mile and you're going to make your first right. You'll ride that for just a little ways and you'll come to a kiosk. You're going to turn right at the kiosk and then you'll start seeing signs for Corral Hill and the Big Sioux. So this first major turn there at that loop down there, that's what they call Scary Tree. There used to be a huge scary tree there that has since fallen into the river. If you make that wrong turn, you're going to go following this on down, and you're going to end up home is where you're going to end up. You're going to end up in Anchorage. So make sure you do not miss that left turn. So you're going to work your way up the river. It's going to have that bend in it, and you're going to see Yetna Station there tomorrow. It's on the side of the river, has a big sign that says Yetna Station. There's flags and everything. It is an Iditarod checkpoint, so it's got a lot of signage. Most likely we'll park right there on the river.
After 6 hours of biking and 35 miles completed, everyone was stoked to be at the Yetna Station. We sat down for a hot meal and discussed our highs and lows of the day.
My highs, of course, ripping the 95. It's a beauty. But yeah, just getting out there, and I think that everyone kind of had certain challenges that they had to get over today, and everyone finished the day strong and got through everything one way or another, and it all worked out, so that's awesome. And lows, I would have to say, would just be how many times we had to keep readjusting crates, and it flipped over a couple times, and we had to clean snow out of everything.
After the meeting, we all retreated to the cabin and got some well-needed rest. Day 2 of the expedition was a 19-mile river run up the Yentna River to Northwoods Lodge, located on Fish Lakes. This was the easiest day of the expedition.
I thought we had a good day. It was a short day, but the bikers did well. I really liked how all the dog teams stayed together. I think we'll do a lot of that tomorrow when we start getting in little tighter trails.
Some more goods is, like everyone else said, how smooth today went. We all finished strong, finished in a good, timely manner.
Tomorrow's plan is we're going to leave by 8:30 with the dogs. So that means we should get to the turnoff, is where we're going to take about an hour break. So we'll stop there for about an hour. The bikers are going to leave an hour ahead of time. So the only issue with that is we will not have nearly the support to get the dog teams out, but it should be very easy.
What should have been an easy but long day had just turned into a nightmare. The team was going to travel 43 miles from Northwoods Lodge to Eagle Song Lodge. As certain events happened throughout the early parts of the morning, the team started to fall apart. I was on sweep that day. I didn't make it more than 2 miles out from camp when I came upon C-Team. 2 dogs had blood on their fur, and another dog was zipped into the dog sled. Robert was with B-Team, and little did I know they were dealing with the same problem. The other snow machiner raced ahead to find the A-Team and to tell him to stop. Little did we know, A-Team was 9 miles ahead of us. The B and C team regrouped after about an hour, but they were down 3 dogs. This meant we were basically missing half a team. With the dog teams and snow machiners finally back together, I took lead to find the bikers. Luckily, they had stopped at Yetna Station and had been waiting there for 1 hour. Now that we knew the bikers were okay, I went back to the dog teams to help them. However, I was the one that needed help. My snow machine had broken down. We finally regrouped at Yetna Station. It had taken us 5 hours to go only 19 miles. As a team, we made the decision to stay another night at Yetna Station. Also that night, we were going to have to get 3 dogs evacuated if we wanted to continue. We decided to push on to Eagle Song the following day, but before we went to sleep, we were able to discuss a few critical errors that went wrong.
I think what we had today is something in the industry we call a critical stress incident with the dogs and the dog fighting. Even though we weren't all involved, I think Nick and Trevor had a critical stress incident, and that affects you, that affects your chemistry in your body. And so when we were standing out there, I think people got into groupthink, which is basically following along with what the group thinks. I'm not sure that everyone was truly honest about what they really wanted to do. But I think what we're going to do from here on out is get back to performing. We're going to be fine tomorrow. We're going to knock it out tomorrow. And we just got to be better communicators.
We were able to find our groove again, and we were off. However, after getting rid of the 3 dogs, we didn't have enough dogs for 3 teams. So we combined the dogs and created 2 teams, and had to drag an extra dog sled behind one of the snow machines. We had another beautiful day out in the field. The only thing that was going against us was the headwind. However, all of us didn't mind a little wind in our face.
My high would probably be making it through today. I was pretty nervous. Nick definitely helped me out a lot, and that was good. The low was definitely being in the pain cave in that wind.
As the night creeped in on us, I was able to catch up with Jamie and see how the expedition had been treating him.
I was a little nervous, just because I was the only one that hadn't been on the sled.
Okay.
And all the talk was that the trails were only getting more technical, and we were doing bigger teams. And I think I was up for the challenge and ready, but I was a little nervous since I hadn't really gone yet after the 3 days that everybody else had already taken a turn on the sleds.
As we still had another 35 miles to go to get home. As I pedaled away from the Eagle Quest Lodge, I remembered a quote that I found in the book the day before. It was by John Muir. Keep close to nature's heart and break away once in a while. Climb a mountain or spend a week in the woods. Wash your spirit clean. As we got back to Deshka Landing in Eagle Quest Lodge, we unloaded all the gear. The only bad part of this day was the fact that we had to go back into Anchorage and come back to reality. This will be a weekend in the woods that not one of us will ever forget.